Hello everyone, Switched Albert here. I decided to do another review about Friendship University. When I first read about this episode, another open school of friendship, I was like, what? Was this school open after or even before Twilight School was open? But apparently it was open sometimes after. But when I first read about the location of the school in Las Pegasus, okay, okay. Why would they open a school of friendship in Las Pegasus of all places? It doesn't even make sense. Since Las Pegasus is a place where you can have fun, play games. It's almost like almost like Las Vegas, for example. All of the casinos or that is not the Las Vegas is not a suitable place for a school like a university, especially in friendship. But I first heard about this and I didn't expect that. But when I saw in the beginning of the episode, we can see that Twilight is receiving postcards from Starsworld. It seems that they have become friends and that he is traveling around Equestria to see how much has changed over the past 1,000 years and encountered many ponies that became testing around, like painting, exploring around, and climbing the mountains without the ponies. And I know that he now has embraced the true meaning of friendship. Before he even do that, he could even understand the true meaning of friendship. It means magic of friendship. But after he came back from Limbo and so with among the other pillars, but even to see the Flame Brothers are back. From the last time we saw them was via Las Vegas, where they had taken over this resort. But when I first saw that they were in the school, I was like, what? Had they left the business from hotel business into school business? I was like, what? Well, not as a surprise, they have been doing this for a number of times actually. Different business like this Helic Cure or this to make apple cider and now this. I don't know. Well, it seems that they never going to change their mind. But their goal to expand their business in the Las Pegasus, it doesn't even seem to be selfish. I don't know, but to at least expand their resort, even though it's under control, but then no. It almost like Las Vegas, for example, in 19 when the city was first formed. Most of the city's casinos were run by the mafia, but not anymore. But it was almost like kind of that kind of things actually. And even to see that Twilight and Rarity go to Las Vegas to look at to find out more about this university of friendship. And even to see that Starsworld is enrolled in the school. But Twilight has still some doubts that Flame and Flam are still up to their old not good habits, like scheming ponies. But they try to make them not to seem to be friendship. And to see Twilight and Rarity's facial appearance, to see that to see Starsworld in the school, it was shocking. When I first heard that he was part of the school, yes, but I was still shocked about it. And even to see that it was Fling and Flam who were running the school, I was like, what? How can they run a school when they have this bad habit of trying to scamming other opponents before? I was like, okay, this must be a bad scam again. But since Twilight tried to infiltrate their office to find some evidence in case for an scam, but she couldn't even find anyone until she was caught by the Flynn brothers, and she threatened them. Therefore threatened her to release the picture into the press to hurt her reputation as a teacher and the head mayor of her own school. I was what? But she could be jealous, like in the episode when the Discord happened. But she still didn't believe it until Chancellor Nahey was back. We haven't even seen him in the first two parts episode of season 8. He is like a bad guy in this series. Well, in this season. He approved this school to be following the Equestrian Education Association protocols, not rather than to. And he still claims that the other creatures are trying to use friendship as a weapon. How can they use friendship as a weapon? It doesn't even make sense from that. So I say I hate. I don't like Chancellor Nahey at all. I don't think he's going to be ever like a reformed character. No. But every season needs a little bad character or some sort of a villain type like. So he is classified as a bad guy. But later in the episode, that Rarity is still undercover, and she's trying to learn more about, even trying to make sense of how the Flynn brothers can still run a school but not showing any sign of scam. Until later on, they discovered that even the classes are free, but they had to pay for worksheets, and that is not cheap for them. I mean, to pay classes, they saw a pony. First, before him was actually Starswell. He didn't have to pay anything because he's as a famous hero, and I just say, wow. And the other ponies after him only have paid money for at least half of their studies, the same class as Starswell. So they ripped the paper in half, but then he had to pay for his jacket, so he can either pay the other half. That is proof enough. And seeing the brothers taking the bits they had earned or taken from the students, go to a secret vault in their office, so where they explained their plans for expanding the resort. And since Twilight managed to cover up, magically came up and found out, and Rarity came in, and later on, Starsworld managed to find out as well. With their help, they had to pay back all the bets they had taken from the students as the repayment, and later the Starsworld claimed that now that the students have no place to go, then Starsworld recommended that they could go to Twilight School for the friendship. And I think they do. And after that, the friendship of university is closed down. I'm not sure if this reputation for the brothers are still as good after this. I don't know. But I know for sure that Chancellor Nahey is quite mad after this, after he heard that the university is closed and all the students are now in Twilight School. I think he's trying to make it as bad, trying to somehow to make Twilight close down her school and send away the other creatures like changelings, griffins, jacks, the sea points into their homes and never come back. I just say, bad idea, and I say, bad idea. But the school of that, since the Starfield back on his travels, but one day he will come back. So I will give this episode A minus. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't not that good, or no, not that bad, but it was actually a very interesting episode. I could actually go back and see this episode over and over. It's still that good. Actually, it's not that bad. And still, this episode was actually quite interesting and also entertainment. And I would like to hear what all of you think. If this episode could be better or worse, or if this is one of your favorites. And as always, you can leave that all in the comment section below. And as always, subscribe, leave a comment, and as always, this is Swedish Down Below, over out.